All right, let's settle in for a story about a very special kind of hero. It's a little fable about finding out what makes you strong, and it might not be what you think. I mean, really think about it. What would that even look like? Well, today we're going to find out because that's exactly what our hero decides to do.
So way up high, floating above a little town called Sunny Creek, lived Nimbus. Now, he was just a little guy, looked kind of like a piece of cotton candy, but inside that fluffy head of his, he had a dream as big as the sky itself.
See, here was the problem. Nimbus wanted to be a supercloud, but everyone knows a supercloud is supposed to be big and powerful, right? They bring these huge storms and scary lightning. But Nimbus? Well, when he tried to make thunder, it sounded more like a tiny kitten sneezing. Adorable, but not exactly terrifying. And there was this one big, old, grumbly thundercloud named Barnaby who never let him forget it. He'd just rumble over and say stuff like that, totally crushing Nimbus's whole vibe. And hearing that kind of thing over and over, it really started to get to him. He felt pretty down about it. He didn't want to be scary anyway. He just wanted to help people. And then, just like that, everything changed. Because one sunny afternoon, down in the town below, a real emergency was happening. Yep, a very fluffy, very frightened little cat named Mr. Whiskers had somehow managed to get himself stuck. And not just anywhere, he was on top of the tallest lamppost in the entire town. Everyone was gathered below, totally helpless. Even Fire Chief Sarah and her crew couldn't do anything. Their longest ladder was just too short. It was looking pretty hopeless. But way up high, someone else was watching. Nimbus saw the whole thing, and a little spark went off inside him. This was it. This was his moment. This was a job for a hero. So he got to work. He knew he couldn't make a big, scary storm, so instead, he huffed and he puffed. He didn't really get bigger, but he got denser, more compact. Then he tried to make lightning, and instead of a big, scary bolt, he just started to, sparkle. And with that, he caught a gust of wind and just went for it. Whoosh! He dove straight down toward the park. The rescue was officially on. He didn't look like a thundercloud at all. Honestly, he looked like a sparkly, runaway snowball hurtling out of the sky. But oh no, he was going way, way too fast. The wind was pushing him right past his target. He had to think of something and quick. He needed brakes. So, in a flash of inspiration, or maybe panic, he puffed himself up as much as he could. And pop! He suddenly expanded into this big, soft, fluffy cushion right next to the top of the lamppost. And Mr. Whiskers, who had been absolutely terrified a second ago, landed right in the middle of this soft, warm, sparkly cloud. And almost immediately, he started to purr. Down on the ground, everyone just went silent. They were staring, completely stunned. They hadn't seen a big, dramatic rescue. What they saw was the softest, most gentle, and maybe the most amazing rescue they had ever witnessed. But Nimbus wasn't done yet. He carefully reshaped himself, using his fluffy edges to create a perfect little staircase of clouds, leading all the way down the pole. And Mr. Whiskers, calm as can be, just hopped down, step by step, until he landed on the grass with a little floof, safe and sound. As Nimbus floated back up into the sky, the crowd erupted in cheers. And you know what? He felt amazing. He was sparkling brighter than he ever had before, because he had saved the day not by being fierce, but just by being fluffy. And I think that's really what strength is all about, isn't it? It's not always about being the loudest or the toughest. Sometimes real strength is quiet, it's gentle, and it's using what you have to help in your own surprising way. So yeah, the big takeaway from our little hero, Nimbus, you don't have to be loud to be strong. The things that make you different, those might just be your greatest superpowers. Hey, if you enjoyed Super Fluff's story, how about hitting that like button to help it float a little higher? And if you know somebody who's a little bit like Nimbus, strong in their own quiet way, maybe share this with them. And for more stories like this one, make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.